Mr. Commissioner, the United States is one of our closest partners, and we look forward to engaging positively with the new US administration, as we have traditionally done. Transatlantic relations are based on common values and shared interests, and their strengthening should be in our mutual interest. Yesterday, Donald Trump was inaugurated as the 47th President of the United States. I will address a few critical policies for the EU. There has been much talk during the US election campaign on Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine. This is an existential issue for the EU, but not only for us. Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine is a challenge for the international rules-based order and a global concern. The EU, the US and other like-minded partners have been supporting Ukraine politically, militarily, financially since Russia started its war of aggression. We have imposed massive and unprecedented sanctions against Russia. The EU and the US are currently providing the largest share of support to Ukraine and the Ukrainian people. As President Trump takes office, our focus is on remaining steadfast and united in this support. It is essential that we continue to support Ukraine as it exercises its inherent right to self-defense against Russia's aggression in line with the principles of the UN Charter. The EU is committed to supporting Ukraine for as long as it takes and as intensively as needed. The US President has said he aims to end this war quickly. We agree. No one wants peace more than Ukraine and the EU, but our objective is a comprehensive, just and lasting peace. To achieve this, Ukraine must be involved. There can be no discussion about Ukraine without Ukraine. We therefore look forward to working closely with the new administration on Ukraine so that Russia will not prevail. The transatlantic partnership is also of crucial importance for trade. The European Union and the US are both each other's largest trading partner. Our partnership is a long-standing source of prosperity and jobs on both sides of the Atlantic. We have a shared interest in strengthening our trade and investment relations. The EU is ready to work with the new US administration. We will do this through open dialogue, seeking to prevent trade tensions while protecting our legitimate interests. Like other US presidents, President Trump has asked Europe to take more responsibility for its defence and security. The EU and the United States are indeed key partners in this field. It's essential for us to invest more in our security. EU member states have already considerably increased their defence spending, in particular since 2022, when Russia started its war of aggression against Ukraine. There has been a 30% increase between 2021 and 2024, and defence expenditures will continue growing in the future. The EU's efforts on security and defence are complementary with NATO and will reinforce transatlantic cooperation. We look forward to working with the new administration to strengthen Europe's security. But security, it's not only about defence. Europe's energy security has come into the spotlight since Russia started its wars of aggression against Ukraine. Since then, the EU has cut down on Russian oil and gas supplies to Europe. In fact, we have increasingly substituted Russian gas imports with LNG, US and other partners. This has helped us to curtail Russia's revenues and at the same time boost transatlantic energy trade. The US remains the EU's largest supplier of LNG, and the EU remains the largest client for the United States. At the same time, diversification is crucial to ensure energy security. The EU and the US are strategic partners on global energy security, and we are ready to discuss energy issues with the new administration. The EU is committed to safeguarding the democratic values and freedoms of its citizens, including freedom of speech. The EU will continue to use its tools and mechanisms to protect and promote human rights, rule of law and democratic principles, both at home and globally. President, honourable members, Commissioner, changes are unfolding in Washington. We hope to launch a constructive exchange with the new administration to fully clarify the intention of our American partners on all topics that concern us. We have learned from history that Europe and the US are stronger together. We should now reflect collectively on how we can effectively uphold these partnerships in new circumstances, and that requires EU unity. EU foreign affairs ministers will discuss transatlantic relations at the next meeting on 27 January, and shortly after, on 3 February, EU leaders will continue the exchange at the retreat, which focuses on defence and security. Thank you very much for your attention.
Grazie, Ministro.
Thank you very much indeed, Minister. Now, on behalf of the Commission, Commissioner Šefčovič.